Holla ballers, what's going on? It's Preacher, and we're going to have some fun because the best way for me to ever display how to play some healer classes is actually just to get in there and play. The Resto Druid is such a fantastic sport, so much fun. It's relaxing as hell as well. It's something you can like put your feet up and just sort of enjoy. It's got very little stress involved in it. There's not things like, I don't know, you know, tracking eternal flames to get my absorbs up on like a paladin, which is, let's face facts, it's kind of boring. And also, you know, look at the monk, I've got to make sure I'm using my chi torpedoes, and I've got all these things to manage. We've only got a couple of things to manage as the Resto Druids, and the rest of it kind of falls into place as and when needed. One of the great things about them, I feel, is that you don't have to stress about what you're doing, you can just kind of let it happen. So we're going to get started here with Feral Druid, who didn't exactly see our Guardian Druid, I should say. I'm so frigging old school. So let's talk about the things that we're managing before this fight turns into a clusterfuck of hell. First and foremost, your efflorescence. Got to keep an eye on it. Got to keep an eye on it like that. You want to get it down and you want to get it planted all the time. I'm going to be following a fairly standard rotation of just keeping my Swiftmend on cooldown, keeping my life blooms ticking. And I'm going to be waiting for moments like this. I've got a wild growth ready, but everyone's about to get hammered in the face, so we're going to give that the big wild growth there. And of course, just keeping the life blooms ticking on top of that, okay? So again, it's a real simple sort of rotation. I am going to be playing with Soul of the Forest here. So what you'll see on occasion is me kind of just planning out, having a little think about where we're going to go. And this is something I love to do, by the way. It's just get in here, give these guys a stampeding roar. It's almost vital. So we've got a bouncing ball coming, cool. I'm going to, in the middle of this, drop my efflorescence down. Use my Soul of the Forest on that. And let my life blooms drop off like a scrub. Get that regrowth nice and fired off. And I'm generally just going to be taking it real easy. Real easy. And it's not, like I say, it's not about the fights whatsoever. I'm actually going to drop a really nice, yeah, I was worried about guys like this who tend to fall into some tricky situations when that Thunderstruck lands. They're going to stand all over it. They're not going to realise exactly how dangerous that sumbitch is. And it is. A couple of things. So I've got the maximum bloom now on my Shroomies, which is pretty goddamn important. I really want to stress how important it is. We don't seem to have, which I'm actually really pleased about, a taunt spamming tank. Last time I was here, actually, I had a tank that I was constantly swapping my life blooms on. So there we go, actually. Just on the tank swap. Got to keep an eye on that. Great little tool is just to keep a little eye on what's going on with this aggro meter. You can see on my grid I have this red icon. That means that is the guy who's currently tanking. Now here's Thunderstruck. So these guys aren't going to move. So I'm actually going to drop that bloom there. I'm going to fire off that wild growth instantly. And I'm also going to bloom that out of there. So they get some nice blooming going on. Man down. Let's see if we can get him up. Heat on your feet, son. Hopefully this guy is somebody who is, you know, actually going to resurrect. I fucking hate that, man. I go into my LFRs. I'm taking it real easy, real nice. Guy gets killed. Try and throw a guy a combat res. Trying to just be a nice guy. Again, just get that efflorescence down wherever the tank stops. And he's just not going to do it for me. Okay, so I'm going to get my way over here. Who died? How did you die? What? Fought from an ad? Really? Weird. And this is actually going to be my sort of regeneration phase. All I'm going to do is put this down. I'm going to put down my efflorescence. I'm going to use the Swiftmend off that regrowth. And if anybody takes a little bit of damage, yeah, I'm just going to throw that out there and keep you happy. But I'm using this as my mana regen phase. Anybody who goes like, dude, wait, stop running away from me! Holy fuck, man, these guys. What are they like? They're absolutely the craziest bastards. Yeah, Jesus. Sweet Jesus. So, a lot of times you're saving people from themselves. That's okay. Luckily, you can't move. Cool. And I was trying to make this my mana regen phase. Not so much. So, this is our tanky here. Going to get the life blooms tacked up. He's going to switch to the warrior. So, I've got a 3-stack grade to go. Remember, if you are away from your tank, it's so easy just to let that happen. Let it happen. Now, we've got ball lightning coming. So, I'm going to position myself. Well, I was going to go near the tank, but that's not going to happen. Okay, nature's swiftness on that warlock. Let's prioritize, okay? Got to be prioritizing all the time, making sure we're getting the right targets, keeping the 3-stack of life bloom going. You might feel stressed in this situation, but you can only do what you can do, alright? You can only do what you can do, and that's why the Resto Druid for me is just actually one of the most chill classes going at the moment in terms of actually coping with things like progression and whatnot. Although the situation looks hammered, I can only cast what I can cast. that's it. I have no other spells to do. I mean, if I had a little bit more gear, sure, I'd be a little bit more heavy on the rejuve, but other than that, I'm not too bothered. I'm not really going to QQ about it. I've got my Soul of the Forest up. I'm actually going to give this guy a really nice hasted rejuve there. I'm actually going to bloom that, and then I'm going to see if I can inspire some people to get running, get my regrowth going. So this is a situation. I want to just keep the life blooms ticking on him. Oh, I've got 2 seconds until I can drop a wonderful Nature Swiftness. Got to keep the tank up. Most important. This is going to end in a wipe. Let's see if we can pull off a nice Tranquility. See if we can save some gangsters. A little bit of a Tranquility there coming out and saving. Oh, look at that. You know it. You owe it to me, my friends. Life blue's falling off. It's kind of going to happen. But back to basics. Stressful situation? No big deal. Back to basics all the time. Who's actually tanking the boss? It is the warrior. Cool. I'm going to give it 1 second for my Swiftmen so I can get that Soul of the Forest wild growth ticking. It's so powerful. It's stupidly powerful. It is a crazy, crazy powerful spell. And I'm going to take full advantage of that. I don't feel the need to bloom right now. A lot of choices to be made as the Resto Druid, as you can see. I'm just thinking constantly about what's best for this situation. A lot of healers don't really get that ability anymore, which makes me kind of sad. We're moving and moving. This is where the Druid comes into its own. I'm going to give you that regrowth. I'm going to follow that up with a nice wild growth. I'm going to drop my efflorescence here. Keep it nice and tidy. Now, what I'm worried about a little bit is my mana. A little bit worried about my mana, just slightly. I would like to have more mana, but we have got another intermission coming up. So these are the kind of things I'm thinking about. What you guys should be thinking about too when you're playing this kind of class is, no. So what's coming up? When can I take advantage of that? I'd like to have a phase where I can regen a little bit of mana, where I can take life pretty easy. I'm actually going to take it a little bit easy now too. I've got everything down that I want. I'm ready to drop a wild growth as soon as this whip lands. Yeah, and I'm actually going to bloom there. Yeah, that's really going to be a nice bloom, that. People are loving that bloom, and you know it. How are we doing over there? 8 seconds on a Stampeding Roar. We seem to have come to a... Oh, we're going back. No, he's not swapping. You're going to stun everybody. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. You're going to stun everybody, pal. You go ahead and do it. I'm not going to complain at you. Another Soul of the Forest wild growth. You might think that a lot of the stuff here is hover healing. Nah. I've got to be completely honest with you guys. This class is so chill. Right now, I'm just playing with one hand. I'm only actually putting my hand on the mouse while when I actually want to move, because I can just take it nice and easy. There's no reason to be stressed. Keep it nice and simple. Even in the moments of stress we saw earlier on. The rotation actually stands at its own 2 feet. You might think there's a lot of overhealing and stuff going on, but not so much. Right, there's the intermission. Where are we going? I'm gonna go, yeah. Oh, whoa, this bro! Somebody saw, oh, that druid saw me drop the, saw me actually drop the, drop a Stampeding Roar of people and has gone ahead and done it himself. That's cool. Now, oh, dude, I'm not sure where you died. Are you near me? I'm really sorry if that was you. I didn't mean to let you die there. Now, this is my mana regen phase. So I've got my efflorescence down. I'm going to head over to this one, just in case nobody does. Oh, the warrior tank. What a guy. What a total bro. There we go. I'm just going to give that a wild growth. I'm letting my mana regen a little bit here. I'm just going to be nice and chill about it. I love it when they stand outside of the efflorescence, Morgan. That makes me extra happy. Cool. Phase 3. Don't get stunned. Get the life blooms ticking on this tank. I'm not sure exactly where Lei Shin is going to go right now, but I've got the life blooms ready to go, and that's what's important. Look at this split. This is going to be a fun phase 3 if ever I've seen one. Oh, you're taking a kick in. I'm just going to give you an Ironbark. I haven't really been too heavy on the Ironbark so far. And that is for what I think should be obvious reasons, is that I'm actually taking it pretty easy on my cooldowns. Some very, I think the Druid is taunted, but I can't be sure. Yeah, he has. Okay, so we're just going to switch those life blooms over. Always keeping an eye out for that. Seriously, just keep an eye on who the hell is tanking. Right, here's Thunderstruck. I have a Trank ready. I'm actually going to Swift Mess this Trank. I want to show you how quickly Trank goes when under the power of Soul of the Forest. Fucking headshot. You saw that. You can see how powerful that is. I know I let my life blue slip, but it was worth it just to demonstrate how fucking fast that Soul of the Forest is. Right, there's a lot of people going to get caught in this, so I'm going to Swift Men. Oh, only one Warlock. Well played. Well played, Raid. That was actually not too shabby at all. Not too shabby, I don't mind that. I'm just going to float around here at the edge of my efflorescence, just let myself trick into it. Here comes the next Thunderstruck. I'm going to get a Soul of the Forest wild growth ready. There we go. I'm going to Nature Swiftness heal this dude, and I'm going to swap the life blooms over to him. I'm getting really slacky on my life blooms. This is something you guys really want to work on. as you know, I play a lot of classes, so occasionally I am going to make those little mistakes. That's not too bad. And I'm not too worried now, and the tanks are swapping a hell of a lot, it's got to be said. A lot of tank swapping going on. I still have a bloom ready. I'm not quite ready to drop it just yet. Still 36 seconds on getting... Oh, it's swapped again. My god, guys. Here comes the next Thunderstruck. So I'm going to use that regrowth there. Boom. Drop that again. I'm actually going to be thinking about blooming these soon. Now, there's no reason, really, for me to be holding on to it this long. Other than I want to. Another tank swap's gone on there. Trying to just stay on the very edge of my efflorescence. So here comes the next Thunderstruck. In 5 seconds. So what I'm going to get ready for that is I'm just going to keep this going. I'm going to get the Swiftmen going. This is going to give me a nice wild growth. I'm going to pop my own bark skin there. And I'm going to give that a wild growth. I'm going to drop that off with a bloom. And that's going to be really nice there. That's a fucking ton of healing. Just dropped on those guys. Let's get the Innovate going. Let's drop a nice Nature Swiftness on him. I've got enough time to cast this regrowth, cool, and drop. Ah, there we go, boss down. You can see the choices and the method I was going through there. Looking after my mana, keeping the rotation going, alright? I got dwarfed, in fact, by this guy with 15 million Eternal Illuminated Healing. You can see, I can't out-heal Absorbs, guys. Neither can you. If an Absorb's going to drop on the place, that's just what's going to happen. Get over it. There's nothing much you can do about it. Stick to your basics all the time. And when you have those moments of stress, use the spells effectively, okay? Think about what you could do. Have you got Soul of the Forest or your Incarnation? If you've got Soul of the Forest, make use of it. Have a little plan about it. Delay spells by a couple of seconds if you know you're going to be dropping things like a big Soul of the Forest Wild Growth, a big Soul of the Forest Tranquility. All these kind of things all mixing together is really nice. Make good use of the abilities you have. Think about your efflorescence. Have some way of tracking aggro. You saw there on my grid, constantly looking, where is that big red indicator that is where my life blooms need to be. That's what needs to be happening. And don't worry about the guys dropping huge absorbs. The healing is there, it's needed. I want to just point out how powerful that efflorescence is. You can see I had 7.8 million from wild growth, but I also had 7 million just from efflorescence, okay? 7 million from efflorescence, which means just keeping that spell down. What a change from what we've seen in the past is having that efflorescence down permanently, doing work, putting in good work over there, okay? So cool. And I only did a couple of blooms, but look at that. Maximum hit on the Wild Mushroom Bloom, 265k. Think about it as a big hitting attack. You can be more spammy with it than I was. You guys who are practicing this as being a main will no doubt pull off some incredible stuff. Alright guys, there's some Resto Druid gameplay for you. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys.